Hi everyone, welcome back to Ken's Lab. Got another video I like to upload. Again, unrelated to my hobby as radio restoration and TV repairs. This is my EcoFlow power station. It's an 1800 watt unit. It's 1800 watts. Let me see, I wrote that down. I want to compare that to my other battery later. It's 1024 watt hours. I'm going to turn it on. I got it. Okay. This is showing the hours. I don't have nothing plugged into it. But say if you had something like 1000 watts, it would say how many hours left or what. Or say 500, it'll show you how many hours left that you have remaining in the battery. Right now I'm at 62%, and it's because I'm ready to store this. It says to store at around 60%, and every 3 months you recharge it back. Let's see, discharge. Then you every 3 months discharge back to 30%, then recharge back to about 60% again. So you're storing it at 60%. It's 3 months later you're discharge it down to 30, then bring it back up to 60 and put it back in storage. That's the health battery. It does have a lithium iron phosphate battery in these, which is one of the reasons I got that, because I really like these batteries. This one has 2 USB-A ports here, and then fast charging USB-A here. Then you got USB-C at 100 watts and another C at 100 watts. And you turn it on and off the USB back here. Turn it back around here. You can see that it's external battery port. I think you have to more or less, you don't have to, I don't think, but you use the EcoFlow's battery pack for that, but that ain't happening. Then behind that, have this little compartment here where you have your, this is the power cord for charging it on AC. This is for the cigarette lighter, charge it in your car, but you know, that would take forever. And these are barrel plugs. I'll show you that in a second. But anyway, you can plug your solar panel, which came with it. It's a folding 4-panel 220 watt that you can plug in here, or you can plug the cigarette lighter, 110 volt. And then you have your overload protection at 20 amps. You have 6 outlets, 2 polarized and 4 regular ones, and you also turn this switch on to activate these. You got a 12 volt one here, and then you got barrel ones at 3 amps in case you have that's for this, if you want to charge something through the barrel. Now this thing also, as you're charging it, you can use it, or if it's fully charged, you can use it and leave it plugged in. It'll maintain the 100% battery. But okay, so that pretty much wraps this up. It has fans, 4 fans, 2 blowing in, 2 blowing out, which is really nice. One advantage of this is you don't need a charge controller for this when you're hooking it up to solar panel charging. And when you also don't need a inverter. It's all in here. It's pure sine wave DC power. So, well, and 110 because it's got the inverter in here. But yeah, this is pretty nice. But the my solar panel outside, which is 4 100-watt panels, and I haven't got them out there yet. It's a little still too cold, but it's going to a also a lithium iron phosphate battery, but it's a 200 amp hour at 2,560 watt hours. So that 200 one for my solar panel, stationary one, it's actually 1,536 watt hours more for the stationary one with the 200 milliamp hours, or 200 amp hours I should say. So, and that's the beast down there, the one that's a 200 amp hour. I've got that down. I dropped it 0.2 of a volt, and I had a fan on it and a 19-inch CRT television, and I played it for like 4 hours, and it only ran like 0.2 of a volt off this. This battery down here is a beast that I got here. I've got to also run this one down, I think 50% and something in every 3 months, whatever. I have to follow that. But I bought a label here so I know what to do, so I don't have to refer to the manual on it. But yeah, this is another backup, which will give me additional power in an emergency, along with my stationary solar panel. This is portable. You can carry it with one hand. It's not that heavy. I mean, it's heavy, but it's not that heavy. And it goes off automatically. Then it goes on. Then we're going to turn it off. Here you got input. It'll show you how much you're putting into it when you're charging it, or whether it be solar or 110 or whatever. And the output's saying how much wattage you're using from this. And that will tell you how many hours you have left, depending on how much watts you use. I would never, what was this again? 1,024 watt hours at 1,800 watts. I would never put anything on here more than, not near, probably 500 at the most if I even did that. So it'll last a long time on the charge once it's fully charged. And again, you can plug it on electricity if you have electricity, or the solar panel, and it'll keep that 100% charge as you're using it, or it will charge as you're using it. So that's another nice feature. It's Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, so you can connect this to your cell phone and monitor it. And I think maybe perhaps you could even change some parameters. I don't know. I haven't done that yet. I gotta do that. But anyway, it's going off now. It's going. But yeah, this is a new one that well, I've got. So there's 2 sources of power sources I got in case the grid goes down. But that this one's handy. But this one down there, that 200 amp hour stationary one, I can't. That's a beast. It just refuses to run down. I gotta run it down to 50%, I think, something like that, in order to store it. Then every 3 months, recharge it again. I have to read the instructions. It's close to this, but not exactly. But you need to do that to protect the lithium iron phosphate batteries for get long term. And another thing about these, I think the way this goes, They go like, I think it's like 3,000 cycles. And my understanding is a cycle is running to deplete the battery completely and then recharging it. That would be one of them. Then you would have 2,999 more cycles. That's the way I understand it. So if you dropped it down to just say 50% and then recharged it, I think it's like considered. I think that it's considered like a half a cycle. So you would get like 6,000 cycles. Again, though, if you keep it on a solar panel and some days, a week or so, maybe in the winter, you're not getting the sunlight, and whatever you did get, it will store this as a battery. So while you're using it, so then we gotta keep that in mind. It's just like the stationary panels. I mean, you're using them while the sunlight's hitting them. The solar panels, it's charging it, going through the charge controller and charging your battery as you're using it. And at nighttime, you can, But I'm never going to go. I got stuff like 12-volt refrigerators for the car. It's for refrigerator, freezer thing. Everything's 12 volts or 110 low amperes. AC adapters and things like that. So nothing huge will be ever used on these. I can manage very well with even LED lights. I have actual light bulbs that have a USB charge on them. And you charge them by USB, and they light up. There's 3 different brightnesses, and man, they're pretty bright just for one bulb. I got 4 of them. And again, they charge with USB. And by the way, that control panel for the stationary one, I also installed a USB outlet for that on there also. So I got the 12 volts, the inverter 110, and then the USB 5.0 volts. So I have all 3 voltages for that. 110 USB and 12 volts for this one. And again, you don't have to, this is a way to go. You can get higher wattages, 18. You can go higher if you need those. This is the Delta 2, by the way. So this is like the new version where it's got the Wi-Fi and the Bluetooth. But you can go higher with wattage, and if you need that, if you think you need it. But you don't need a charge controller. You don't need an inverter, like, invested in that when you go solar. You got it right here. Hey, you can take it out and use it for power tools outside if you want, instead of running extension cord. There's a lot of pros on this. Cons, I really don't think I have too many cons, except for if you run it down, you'd have to have a means of recharging it, which I think I could do that with plugging it into my stationary one and then charging this. But like I said, you will go a week without sun. It's going to take a lot longer to charge when the sun does come out. You need probably a couple good days of sunlight. I don't know. I haven't tried that yet. But anyway, this is another way to go. If you want to go higher to 18, you can. The other manufacturers, this is EcoFlow, and the only reason I got this is because of the lithium iron phosphate battery. And I don't care about the Wi-Fi or the Bluetooth personally, but definitely the battery construction, I wanted it. Because you can keep these in the house, you don't have to worry about any kind of acids or gel type batteries or anything. They're perfectly safe in the house. So Just thought I'd give you a heads up on some things you can have in case you have a power outage, you know, tornado or hurricane or flooding, anything that you got power to operate, you know, items that you need. Hey, if you got that CPAC thing that you need, you can operate this 2 or 3 nights sort of thing. What's that at night? The refrigerator, the DC refrigerator, if you're having insulin or something, you keep it cold. You know, you gotta understand. So that's just another way of an alternative to power when your grid goes down. So hope that helps. Thanks for watching, and take care, and bye for now.